Module 9, Lesson 4. We're going to talk about vSphere fault tolerance. After this lesson, you should be able to describe fault tolerance, explain how fault tolerance works, describe the main features, and describe how fault tolerance works with HA and DRS. And you should know how to enable fault tolerance from the vSphere web client. vSphere fault tolerance. vSphere fault tolerance provides failover and continuous availability. Unlike HA, you get zero downtime, zero data loss, and no loss of any TCP connections. So this is like, whereas HA, you would have a little bit of downtime where the machine would reboot. This one is no reboot at all. It's just, if you lose the primary virtual machine, the secondary is instantaneously up. Fault tolerance features. They support virtual machines configured with up to 4 virtual CPUs and up to 64 gigs of RAM. You can support up to 4 fault-tolerant VMs per host with no more than 8 vCPUs between the 4. It supports vMotion for the primary and secondary virtual machines. The fault tolerance primary virtual machine creates a secondary copy of all the virtual machine files on the disk. Fault tolerance provides a fast checkpoint that copies the primary and secondary operations data, and it keeps the CPUs synchronized. Fault tolerance supports thin provision, thick provision, lazy zeroed, and thick provision eager zero disk formats. It can be used with DRS only when EVC is enabled. Enhanced vMotion compatibility needs to be enabled to use fault tolerance. It also is compatible with vSAN. Fault tolerance with HA and DRS. And HA is required for fault tolerance. It restarts failed virtual machines and is fault tolerant aware. DRS, when a virtual machine's powered on, it selects which host will run the primary and the secondary virtual machines. Because in fault tolerance, we'll have the primary machine and secondary machine, but they can't live on the same host. So DRS will decide where to place them. That way they'll be on separate hosts. Now, DRS does not automatically migrate fault tolerant virtual machines. So if you're going to do maintenance on a machine running a fault tolerant machine, you're going to have to do that manually. It also has redundant VMDKs. Again, it creates 2 complete virtual machines. Each machine has their own VMX files, VMDK files, and they're replicated with that checkpoint. And again, you can have up to 4 virtual CPUs. Changes on the primary machine are not processed on the secondary machine. Just the memory is updated on the second, and data is updated. That way it's basically replicating it. But the secondary is not used. Everything is used on the primary, but like it said, memory, anything in memory like applications and stuff are replicated over to the secondary. Fault tolerance pre-copy. Like I said, the second VM is created on a secondary host. Then the memory of the source machine is copied to the secondary. The fast checkpointing, fast checkpointing. The SMP fault tolerance checkpoint is dynamic. It will adapt to the workload performance, and it can be as little as a few milliseconds to much larger as several hundred milliseconds. Fault tolerance has some shared files. The file called shared.vmft prevents a UUID change. That way it'll be the same on the secondary. The .ft generation file is what it used in case it runs into a split brain condition. The shared VMFT is found on a shared data store. And this is the metadata, and it contains the primary and secondary UUIDs of the machines. and the primary and secondary VMX paths. To enable fault tolerance on a VM, right-click on the machine, go to fault tolerance, and simply click on Turn on Fault Tolerance. You should now be able to describe benefits of using vSphere fault tolerance, explain how fault tolerance works, describe the main fault tolerance features, and describe how fault tolerance works with HA and DRS, and how to enable fault tolerance from the vSphere web client.